All right. We are back in beautiful Belmar, New Jersey at the Grit Won't Quit podcast studio, and we have another chef special on today. So we have Mike from ABG Legacy here with us, and then we have a special guest who used to be across the plaza from us before I got here. We have Doug Walsh from Jersey Shore BBQ. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, guys.
What's going on, Tom? Thanks again for having us.
Another chef series.
For the chef series, yep. This one's a good one. This is a longtime friend of mine, 35 years?
35 years.
Yeah, Mr. Doug Walsh from Jersey Shore BBQ, the best barbecue around. And it's funny, we were just talking because we're in the plaza where you opened the first restaurant.
16 years ago.
16 years ago, right across the street. And there was the landscape was nothing like
Very
this.
different.
You were, and then Brian was there.
Correct.
10th Avenue Burrito, and I think that was the only food in there.
Coda Sushi was there, too.
Okay, so now every store is a food, which is really remarkable, right?
Yeah,
Except the accountant.
Yeah, well, I got to see her after this. So.
That's great.
Tax season.
But I remember the funniest story ever, and I still tell people the story every day.
Wait.
So you were next to a laundromat, okay, and you are do traditional smoked barbecue. With hardwood outside. Had a wood burner outside, stick burner we call them. But you just opened up, and we came and seen you, the old boys. We came out to support you and everything, and it was amazing and it was fun. And you were just like really starting out. Like it was like at the stage you were in the back cooking, and you had a little band out front. But you told me the story, the Chinese guy next door was going crazy because the smoke from the smoker was going into his laundromat and smoking out all his clothes.
All the clothes. He's like, this is no good. This is no good.
Mr. Doug, my clothes smell like barbecue spare rib. No good.
I was like, you're going to have to shut your door, sir.
Dude,
How did that work out?
He ended up moving, but not from us.
Okay, good.
Funniest story, because I'm in tears because you could only imagine the guy comes in the next day and all his clothes smell like ribs and brisket. And you're like, because imagine the people, you go pick up your lunch, you're like, what is this? I mean, not a bad smell.
But I don't know if I want my clothes smelled.
Yeah,
No.
it could have been poo. But
I used to hear people that lived across the bridge being like, I can smell your smoker in the morning because we smoked outside for the 13 years that we were here.
Yes, because there was no place to put the smoker inside. It wasn't big enough. So it was, everything was done outside. And then you went to a different kind of smoker, the electrical one with
I had
still
to.
burning.
Yeah. The health department asked for a UL certificate, so we had to move from the stick burner to an actual commercial grade one. So it was still a great smoker, but
I love it. That's one of the funniest stories. So the biggest thing, we're going to go into a lot of different subjects today, but the biggest thing is barbecue. So the average person in America, besides out west, like around here and stuff, barbecue to them is hamburgers, hot dogs on the grill. And when you say, hey, come over for a barbecue, that's what you're coming with, sausage, But barbecue in the regular world is smoked meat. Over with hardwood and done for a long time, low and slow. And there's different regions of barbecue.
I love the region. That's actually that's the passion that I love about it, because North Carolina and South Carolina are different. Even sections of North Carolina have variants. Texas barbecue versus Memphis barbecue versus
Kansas City.
It's all different. It's all... And again, I think we take that and we make it our own. We don't have the same post oak and mesquite that Texas has, but we do have hickory and oak, and we make a mix of that. So
and there's Georgia barbecue.
Alabama has a white chicken barbecue sauce.
So there, not only is the different meats that are smoked, because Texas is known as for beef only, Memphis, Kansas City pork, Memphis pork. So they all have their different meats, but they're all different, have sauce bases.
Yeah.
Some are dry, some are wet rubbed, some are mopped, some sauces are sweet, some are tangy, some are vinegar based, like the Carolinas are mustard based. Yeah. So, and the good thing when you first opened is you had all those selections of sauces.
I tried to kind of be broad in the sense that some people love Carolina pork, some people love Texas brisket, some people love Kansas City burnt ends. And dry rub ribs, so from Memphis. So my menu originally had a little bit of all that. It still does. I still do the same proteins. I've evolved it obviously over the years, but I still do the same proteins that I started with 16 years ago.
That's incredible.
Chicken breast, turkey, ribs, brisket, pulled pork, kibasi, and now I've added a few. I do jalapeno cheddar, sausage links that we make. I also do corned beef and pastrami. So we've evolved, obviously. In this industry, as you know, you evolve or die.
Yes, you have to. But I remember all the sauces on the table, and you went to different each country, state of
Origin,
what has the cool barbecue, and some were sweeter, some were hot, some were vinegar based, mustard based, blah blah blah. But it was cool because you got the regular barbecue smoked, and then you could add whatever flavor you want. Now you pretty much also you add the flavor already to it,
Right.
Instead of the guests doing their own. Like he'll create a dish, like a Carolina dish or a KC barbecue dish that'll have that sauce already on it, like a sandwich. It'll have the sauce already on it, so you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. And it's good because it gives you choices on what to choose.
Sure. I mean, a lot of our sauce, it's funny. Over the 16 years that we've had a restaurant, brick and mortar, this area especially, we were the only barbecue place. Now there's 15 in Monmouth and Ocean County.
Yeah.
So, things just started culinarily in the city and in Philadelphia, and then they kind of evolved here. Well, we were kind of at the forefront of that here on the Jersey Shore. And we've educated a lot of people, and now there are a lot of very good options. Guys are doing it well. There's craft barbecue. There's people who bring it out, and locally who do a really good job. I'd like to say that we were, one of the first to do it in this area, and we've been consistent to our grassroots of doing it low and slow, doing it the right way, using fresh product. It's
What
been
got
challenging.
you into it?
Pardon me?
What got you into barbecue 16 years ago?
Professionally, I moved to Texas in 1994, and I was in technology. I was a consultant. I was a project manager, and I fell in love with cuisine. The first time I went and had brisket in a Texas barbecue joint, I was just blown away. So a buddy of mine actually worked for a catering outfit. He goes, "Hey, we need some hands for this big job." It was in Cleburne, Texas. I'll never forget it. They had 4 or 5 giant pits, and we served like 500 people for a Texas Ranger event, and it got into my soul. It really did. I was like, this is what I wanted to do. So I started with a Smoky Joe, a little kettle smoker. Then I got a meat locker. Then I evolved, and it started as a passion. It started as like, this is amazing. It became a passion and ultimately turned into my livelihood. So it is still.
Well, before the restaurant, you and your dad had a catering business, right?
He did not. No, he kind of pushed me in the
right.
direction.
You guys were doing whole hogs, though.
Yep.
You had a trailer. You'd bring.
Yep.
He would come to your house.
Okay.
With a pit and do a whole hog or
some
barbecue.
briskets.
Before the brick and mortar, he was already building it, And I think that time was to develop your style, your recipe, and get it all worked out. And even from day one to now, you definitely mastered your craft.
Thank
you see the transformation as we go along.
Yeah, you've been in it for 16, 17 years.
So I mean, you see the transformation of how good it really, really is.
Yeah.
And he deserves every award that he's ever gotten, because it's true. It's not just, smoke, literally.
I think a lot of restaurants, too, we were talking about it earlier, they kind of take they cut some corners.
Yes.
We are 100% from scratch. So everything that we make is from scratch. All of our sauces, all of our sides, we don't open a packet and pour it into a pan, and I'm very proud of that. Probably if someone was to ask me what I'm most proud of is the fact that we have stayed true to that mantra of the best product being homemade, being from scratch. That's probably been our greatest success story.
No, and you could definitely taste the difference. I mean, my original favorite thing, do you remember? My original favorite, when you open the store, you don't do it anymore?
Which one?
I'll tell you. The deviled eggs.
Oh, damn.
The deviled eggs.
Easter's
son
coming,
of a
so
bitch.
we'll have them.
These are the best I've ever had in my life. I love deviled eggs, but it's
too.
a great deviled egg, but he tops it with a big piece of pork belly.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Oh, my God.
They
You want to go
good.
to heaven?
Yeah.
Right? And the problem with and I love deviled eggs. The problem with deviled eggs is
One day.
You enjoy them, and then the day later you're still enjoying them. You know what I'm saying? So I would come home and try to be like, "Damn, the whole house smells like deviled eggs. What the hell's going on?" I'm like, "I don't know," but one of the best products,
funny.
and you could put a little barbecue. We used to put like barbecue sauce. Oh my!
Pickled
I
onions.
I still remember
I
it
do
was
them around
just,
Easter. So
yeah, it was
they'll be
so
back.
good, so good. But let's start. Go back to some of the questions I have for you. But
Shoot.
so what is the most positive thing about this industry that you love? What is the most positive?
All right, so a lot of my peers and colleagues would probably say it's the creativity, but it's also the people. I get to meet a lot of people. Most of them are fantastic. I've met friends. I have friends. I have alliances in the industry from people that have come and enjoyed my food, and that's probably the best aspect of the restaurant. There's a lot of back office things that are challenging, but the people. It's always been the people. That's why we do it.
Yep.
If you could put a smile on somebody's face in serving them a food, serving them a dish, it makes it all worthwhile.
Yep. So on the flip side, what is the negative, dark side of the business?
We have a lot of things working against us here in the Jersey Shore. We have unbelievable patent seasonality, and that's very challenging. In the summer, everyone sees these busy restaurants, but in the winter, it's been for 16 years. It's difficult. You really have to squirrel away your money in the summer. You never ever are out of the woods because winter is coming. September 15th, it basically the world stops for a lot of these Jersey Shore restaurants. So managing that has been a lot. It's had these ups and downs. As long as you stay consistent and stay true to yourself and stay true to your product, you usually make it. That's probably a testament of our 16 years.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's very true, actually. But so when I had ABG, we had a liquor license the whole entire time. In the last 3 months when we were closing, we lost our license because of the change of ownership.
How'd that work?
Blah, blah, blah.
Worst thing ever.
Listen, so that's what my next thing is, you've been a BYB the whole entire time, and I was only for 3 months, and I was losing my mind. I pulled out my hair because liquor is such a big part of a restaurant where it helps ease the cost of food, labor, because it's a 300% markup for liquor, and that's reality. Where food, it's not.
Yeah,
it never has been.
No, it'll barely nothing.
People ask me, honestly,
how do you
how
for
do I
BYOB? Yeah, how and other BYOBs? How do you? I couldn't figure it out, and because I was so used to making the margin with liquor. So, and I've done liquor all my life. Right. I've never not done liquor. So for me to not do liquor, it was like a culture shock for me because I didn't know how to navigate those waters of how do you make it. Because listen, if I would have went on a couple, I would have been closed. I would have never made it because there's no way.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. Yeah, I have catering. So I have the restaurant, which is brick and mortar, both in Point Pleasant Beach and East Brunswick. But we have to do catering. Catering is our bread and butter. It's your liquor license.
Right.
And because we started that way, we kind of evolved with it alongside the restaurant, and it's still a huge component of what we do today. That is my liquor license. So we book parties, we do full service, we do deliveries, and we try and do that as often as we can. We're actually kind of reaching out to pharmaceutical reps and doctors' offices to get that, because those trays, those $300 and $400 orders, they actually sustain us through the off season.
Yeah, no, I could see that. Definitely.
And then, I mean, we've had parties up to $15,000, $16,000 where they are 200 people events.
Wow.
With past hors d'oeuvres and things like that. So we have evolved our catering practice over the years, probably more so than the restaurant. And I have a large team that goes out there and kicks ass.
Yeah.
The biggest testament is that somebody like you who has hired me to do your company's catering events for the last 10 years.
Always.
I've done Christmas. I've done your summer and a summer party bashes for your employees.
Yep.
I did a restaurant group just Tuesday night, the Ark and Windward Tavern. They asked me to cater. There's no greater compliment I could get than having somebody who knows food, who loves food, who is passionate about food, who's talking about food right now.
Yes.
Asked me to come and cook for them. Greatest compliment there.
Well, so going back, we would throw a giant Labor Day party at my house, and we had 150 people there every year. But I would go to my staff, and this is honest, and I would say, what do you want to do for food? Because I figured maybe they want to change it up. And every single year, Jersey Shore BBQ, wasn't even
I love hearing that.
a second. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
And then they would give me, make sure he brings the pizza, make sure he brings this. And it was like a list of things that you had. It was
right. Pork belly, brisket,
yeah,
ribs,
you had to bring, right?
wings.
Because that's what they were looking forward to every year. And it was a thank you to my staff for putting on, having an amazing summer. The thank you was to throw this big giant party at my house bartenders, I mean, DJs, and Doug catering.
Light show.
Yeah, it was they were insane.
It was insane.
Can't talk a lot about it, but it was a lot of insane insanity. But my staff was the ones. I mean, I would have you in a second, but my staff, I wanted to give them the opportunity to say, no, let's do Chinese.
Right.
Not one of them. For 10 years, we're like, Jersey Shore BBQ. Not even a second. I was
That's
like,
the
okay.
greatest compliment.
It was a no-brainer because not only did he come and put out amazing food, but his staff is awesome. I mean, they couldn't have been nicer. Let's put it that way. They help clean up. They help set up. I mean, you can't ask for that from a caterer any more than with these guys. Yeah, maybe I have a little more pull because I've known him for 35 years. He's a friend of mine. Outside of this business, we're friends.
Sure.
But it was amazing. So sticking with this theme, sort of, what would you say in the industry now is the most overrated food or trend?
Wow. That's a great question. I mean, right now, the things that are hot are cheesesteaks, burgers, craft pizza, craft barbecue. I don't know if there's anything because it's what people want. It's the demand is what instigates these trends. It's just harder and harder because our food costs have gone up so much. But the craft burger explosion everywhere, the cheesesteak explosion everywhere. A lot of people are jumping on those bandwagons. You're seeing like high-end Michelin-rated stuff doing a burger, a classic burger. You're doing these cheesesteaks. Yeah. That's what people want. So we got into the game. We do them as specials. We have cheesesteaks on our menu, but that seems to be a huge trend right now. We also do breakfast. Breakfast places seem to really, really focus on these sweet and I don't know. It's the one meal you kind of cheat. We do like homemade biscuits and sausage and gravy, and we do like these country breakfasts. I think it's some of the best food that we put out. But that's you have to just stay on top of these trends. You have to wear them and hopefully execute them very well.
So on the flip side, what would you say is the most underrated trend or food going on?
Honestly, I think from scratch kitchens, there are so many shortcuts that restaurants do because of those things we talked about, because of the food costs, because of the labor costs. They take the short end, they take the quick turn, and they're not putting out great food. I mean, there are a lot of, think about chain restaurants. That drives me crazy when you drive by a TGI Fridays and they have a line out the door on a Tuesday night and you're putting out craft food that is meticulously made and consistent. And what are these people eating? That drives me crazy. The chain restaurants and, the places that have 19 and 20% food margins, everything you do when you after you eat a meal, everybody rates it. They go on Yelp, they go on Google, reviews you, and if you have a bad day, man, it's the only industry in the world that if you have a bad day, it can cripple you. A lot of people stand behind their keyboards and write great things.
Keyboard warriors.
Yes, but it's I think too has hurt me because I take reviews. I'm sure you did personally. Sure. Every time someone says something negative about our restaurant, it's personal. I mean, I'll go back to the staff and say, you know what, we served a brisket that had too much fat on it yesterday or something like that. And again, I think if you take that in stride and you focus on your execution, you end up becoming stable.
Yeah, I mean, things happen all the time, and you can't. We strive for perfection, and it's very hard unless you got 50 people in the kitchen and 100 managers out front. Right. To get that perfection is very, 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 very hard.
And I mean, not many other industries can say the same thing. I mean, I think it's unique to that. I mean, I came in corporate America where there's a lot of dead weight in a lot of different areas.
Sure,
you can't have that in a restaurant. If your busboy isn't flying, if your servers aren't selling, if your staff is not executing at a high level, you're done. You're not going to make it. So.
I don't think that's only for restaurants. I think that's all small business. Small business.
Yeah.
You know, I worked in corporate America before I started Wingman,
Right.
and there was a lot of dead weight there, and there's a lot of people that you're like,
how
what the
do
hell
these
do they
people
do?
have and continue to
You know, and they stay under
paychecks?
the radar, and they do just enough to stay employed. But like, everybody at Wingman is important. Everybody has an important role. Everybody at Shubu has an important role because we're small business owners. Is not you don't have that fluff where again to your point. I think that's
we are
all-
exposed in a lot of ways, and again, if you're not performing, you're done. So,
Well, the big thing that always is our problem, it's not our problem, it falls into that, is art versus business. And what I mean by that is you want to be creative and you want to do what you want to do, but that comes at a cost.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's watching their dollar and everything. That's why those chain restaurants, like you said, are packed, is because the people are putting the quality on the back burner versus a dollar amount.
very well said.
You know what I'm saying? So they don't really care if you're making it from homemade. They don't care if it's good beef. They don't
Right.
care if it's good chicken. They
just don't have to cook
They
and
just
they
want
go
a
out.
plate
Yeah.
of garbage for $10.
Right.
And it comes with a drink. It comes with dessert. You know, it's got to come with all the accoutrements. Right. But no one really. I mean, it was a couple of years ago. People were really conscious about what they were eating, and they didn't mind paying. I think it's actually before COVID. Be honest with you.
COVID changed our industry.
Changed it 100% because before COVID, people really didn't mind paying the dollar for something that was made from scratch with the quality.
I think more importantly, when the prices increased during COVID, they never came back down.
They never came back down.
So, all these restaurants had to meet their food costs,
Right.
And raise the prices. So now, if you're doing something unique or doing something craft or doing something that is in any way uniquely special, your food costs are not in the money-making margins, right? I mean, we talked about this.
So let's explore that. So in the industry today, food is up 30% easily. All right, you got your labor's up 30%. We talked about labor. Now you cannot get any cheap qualified help.
Right.
And what I mean by cheap, I'm not saying 10. I'm not saying below minimum wage. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that a good, really qualified person is costing you $28 an hour. A dishwasher's $20, $22 for a dishwasher. Where back then it was $16, $17.
Right.
And not to diminish the wage dealio, but we're also, people always complain to the restaurants, why are you charging us $40 for an entree? And why is your brisket $35?
Right.
Why is my Chilean sea bass $50? Well, I'm going to tell you, the whole pie. So if you take your 40% increase of food, which is going up every week because food is perishable, it's also a commodity. Canned goods are different, but when you deal with fresh proteins,
and that's all we deal
fish,
with.
meat, vegetables, it's a commodity. So commodity changes in the market just like the stock market does. So 1 week filet mignon could be $32 a pound. The next week it's $45 a pound. And same with fish. 1 week, halibut was $12 a pound all summer. Now it's $30 a pound. So how do you justify that cost on your menu when you already set the menu? Same with your labor. So you're paying your labor. Now, what happens is we're very seasonally, like you said, summer money's being made. I mean, we're all doing well, but we're saving all that every dime for the winter because we know what's coming. When you have employees holding you over the barrel for more money, and because they see the money coming in and think that they should be owed that, we're not contributing to that.
Right.
Okay, that's the biggest thing that I get.
It's so different, so hard. I mean, when we were a smaller outfit, my take home was much more than it is now that we're larger, and our numbers keep going up. So the math isn't working, right? Our sales are increasing, but our profitability goes down. That means that something is not right in the system. Food costs, labor costs. I mean, I do a lot of takeout. Our packaging costs for aluminum foil and packaging has almost doubled since COVID.
Which a lot of people don't think about.
No.
I mean, a lot of restaurants charge a packaging fee for takeout because they have to somehow consume that cost.
Absorb
You can't build all this packaging and whatnot. I mean, for catering and tins, it's crazy. I mean, a full metal tin costs 90 cents now. It used to be 30.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
So
Huge
you do
increase.
100 tins in 2 weeks.
Yep.
There goes. You used to be a 10% margin that you would make as an owner. Now it's not.
Yep.
And the consumer doesn't know that. The consumers think you get that for free. Like they
Right. think
think it's all, if you buy a brisket, you get 100 to go containers for free.
Sure.
It doesn't work that way. The other biggest chunk of the pie, which really is utilities.
No doubt.
So utilities are through the roof, and I'm sure you at home are
Everybody's-
seeing it with
Everybody's
your bill,
seeing that,
right?
though. You see
But
that.
our utilities on a commercial level is through, your gas, your electric, your garbage disposal,
Right.
your all of these back end costs that nobody thinks about is through the roof, which makes that piece of the pie a little slither where you can barely see now.
It's been unbelievable
So-
to see it happen in real time. I mean, some of us, we evolved during COVID. We switched to takeout only. Before it was mandated, and some of us survived that. A lot of people didn't. And now, it's so much harder to be profitable in this day and era. And it doesn't take, anybody who's watching this. You go to the grocery store, you open up your electric bill, you're going to see it too.
Yeah.
I mean,
You 100%.
it's
100%.
it's-
I laughed. I see. I don't really. My son goes out shopping, because he likes to do that stuff, and I give him my list. But I go, let me go to the grocery store. My eyeballs almost fell out of my looking in the meat thing. I'm like, let me get a piece of the bone and short I can braise, for dinner. It was like $35. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What's going on here in this world? So people. We're trying to let you know to understand the reason why costs are high in restaurants, the reason why we have to pass that along. We can't absorb. If we absorb that, we're going to be out of business.
Right.
We have to increase along the way. And the people that don't change their menus, the people that have a set menu for years, that had their pricing from back in the day when stuff, they're in trouble. I mean, you have to change your menu. You have to bring in some money makers. Have some of your cool stuff, but have some money makers in there where you could absorb and not pass them on like a chicken or a pasta or rice. But the high end proteins, unfortunately, you're going to see those increases.
Absolutely.
And that's the only way we can stay in
even
business.
not high end. I mean, brisket was considered, chuck was what you made burgers from.
Yeah.
Now it's a commodity. We're paying $5.25, $5.30 a pound. 10 years ago, we were paying $2.49.
Right. Well, brisket came popular with the barbecue trend.
True.
Because
True.
So this is my next thing. We're talking about so another big influence in the industry of trends is TV shows, culinary TV shows. Barbecue Pitmaster,
Right.
Barbecue Cook-Off, Barbecue Challenge. And you see these people, you never seen some of these chefs out, Franklin Barbecue out in Austin, Texas, Blacks,
Right.
all these big names you never even heard of if you're on the East Coast. Now all of a sudden they're like
They're regular names.
Because not only which they were smart at doing was they learned to package up their stuff and sell it out. So I could buy Franklin barbecue sauce. Franklin has a grill out. You could buy a smoker from him.
Oh,
you
books.
could buy his brisket
Right.
through Gold Belly. Delivered right to your
$46
house.
a pound.
Sure.
Yeah, it's like $300 for a little half a brisket. But guess what? You're getting his brisket.
No doubt.
And the people you got the wood, you're gonna, and you could say, hey, listen, I'm eating Franklin, which at one time was the best barbecue place in the world. Now, it's on probably in the top 10, or if there's places that have even done it above that. So, by those shows, do you have any favorite culinary show that you like? Top Chef, Hell's Kitchen?
I'm going to go ahead and plug Donner's Drive-Ins and Dives.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So we were
okay.
obviously
So Guy
we were
Fieri
put
came
on
to you.
Triple D,
Yep.
and it was a huge honor for us. But I honestly think that Barbecue Pitmasters is really good. I mean, these guys are so talented. A lot of places that have been on are just doing really exceptional things every day. And you talked about Franklin's. I've been there. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I've been to Terry Black's. I've been to Crute's Market. I've been, I lived in Texas, so a lot of these places that they came up were part of it. But this craft and Michelin star rated barbecue is something that nobody ever foresaw. I mean, there's six Michelin rated barbecue places now in Texas. Interstellar, Truth, Panther. a Michelin star for barbecue. Who would have
That's
ever
crazy.
imagined it?
Yep.
It's so
wild.
You know what? I mean, that is where barbecue's going. I am huge on the Texas top 50 because Texas is the Shangri-La of barbecue.
Yes.
These places, I mean, these guys are so talented in doing such crazy stuff with barbecue. I mean, lamb belly and all these things that you never would have thought of. Pastrami short ribs. You're seeing this stuff and you're like, man. So that stuff, if it inspires me. I started making and curing my own corned beef and pastrami because of a lot of these shows. I mean, I saw something, I'm like, man, I want to do that and start working on it.
Are you learning stuff from them? Are you writing down stuff, the techniques, or gives you an idea to do something different?
Absolutely. I mean, because New Jersey is so overregulated, we don't have the same smokers that they do. They only have wood-fired smokers, stick burners we talked about. Right. New Jersey, it's not that way. There's very few. I think there's only 1 or 2 restaurants that actually have stick burners that cook. Mm-hmm. But you can only produce so much. The fact that they sell out at 3:00 in the afternoon, that doesn't happen in New Jersey.
Sure.
I mean, we do sell out, but we sell out at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. And there's nothing worse to me as an owner than selling out of something that somebody wants. But I can't compromise quality to mass produce, right?
I saw that during the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple guys text me and go, "Oh, Doug sold out today," and it was just I was happy for you. I was, but I understand what you're saying about not being able to serve everybody, but you can't sacrifice.
No, and we don't. And I think a lot of the restaurants, I will say, the barbecue community in New Jersey, I think we're strong. It used to be called the Barbecue Wastelands. I want to say that NJ.com and Pete used to call it the Barbecue Wastelands. You know what? There's some places that are doing barbecue in New Jersey that are up there with the big boys. I mean, are they Franklin? I don't know because we don't have the same equipment. We don't have access to the same proteins.
Right.
But, man, these guys are talented, and you have to be on your game.
And the wood, too. It's really about the wood.
It is.
But, frankly, it's funny because I was in Austin, and I'm like, let me see if the hype is the hype. And I went out at 5 in the morning, and I drove. The line was down the corner around at 5 in the morning for every barbecue joint. Blacks, everybody had.
Yep.
So that's like the legit, because they're done usually by noon. Like they put a sign up. If you don't get there first thing when they open up, you ain't getting.
That's for the love of barbecue.
They're smoking all night long.
Yeah.
So they start, when they're done, they start putting on the pit for the next day.
And we do that too, but
they're ready to go.
It's a different game.
But see, what's funny about the barbecue world is not only Texas was the forefront,
the epicenter,
and everybody kind of went out and did their own thing. But now, like you said, the Michelin stars and all of these top-rated, there was a place in Phoenix, Arizona that won best barbecue in the country, in the United States. Phoenix, Arizona.
Right.
I forget where. It's right by the airport. I know. I forgot the name of it. Won the best barbecue in the United States. Then a place in New York City won.
Yeah.
Best barbecue. So it's not just Texas anymore. This is going
everywhere,
and they're doing the right stuff. They're really doing. My favorite thing, which I love when I was in Texas, was the beef rib, with the bone in, and it's the plate that you would do.
It's so dramatic when it comes out.
It is. It's almost obnoxious, but when it's this much meat on a giant, you hold it's like a brontosaurus.
Yeah.
But that thing is, if done right,
I'm actually have some on the smoker right now.
Best thing you will ever eat in your life.
We should have done this live at Doug's place.
Next time.
So we could have done some taste
We'd
testing.
all have shit all over our face. We look like an animal.
I went
a wild boar.
I went in there one afternoon with a friend of mine who owns a business in Point Pleasant and a vendor, and all of a sudden things just started showing up at our table. Taste test this, do this.
Oh,
and
I forget about it.
My friend John and I, we ate very well that afternoon.
I remember that.
Trust me, we were there recently, and they rolled us out. They were pushing us down the street. Nobody ate for 3 days afterwards. It was like that.
I think you guys had that. That was the debut of our jalapeno cheddar sausage.
Oh, it was so good. It was so. I love that. That's one of my favorites. Me too. It was so good. You got to get out and try it. But
Doug,
a couple more things.
I had just one other question to roll back to earlier. So Point Pleasant Beach, where you are, is very seasonal. Now the East Brunswick location, how does that kind of play? Because that's got different.
It's a very different demographic.
Yeah.
We thought originally that we were going to capitalize on Rutgers University. We're about 5 miles from the Douglas campus.
Yep.
So we don't. I mean, we do a lot of third-party deliveries and things that way. It is more of a lunch space. That place, that location, we do incredible lunch business.
Okay, great.
And then in the dinner, it's a little bit more quiet. Just we close at 7:00. We're usually hopefully sold out by then. But it's very different. So they're very steady year round, where we have these peaks and valleys.
Yep, got it.
So we opened there. Actually, we just celebrated our 9-year anniversary March 1st, and the store's been very consistent. My partner and I there, we've been consistent. We've been true to our mantra of fresh and consistent. But it's a very different demographic.
Okay.
We don't make it at lunch there. We're going to have a bad day.
Sure.
So
Understood.
whereas lunch in Point Pleasant Beach, because of the lack of business park and office workers and things like that, we just don't have the same lunch crowd that we have there. So it's, every town is different. Point Pleasant Beach, crazy in the summer.
Yep.
Weekends are great. Around the holidays, in the local summer, they just call it September, October, November. January, February, March, man, it's quiet.
Yep.
So
now, how do the third-party apps deal with your economics too? Because that's another problem.
It's a necessary evil.
Yep.
We have to, and they take a lot. I mean, they take anywhere between 20 and 30%, depending on what you negotiate. So, we're talking about a margin that's 10%, and they're taking 30. You do the math.
Yeah.
We're not making money on it, but it's a necessary evil. It gets our name out. It gets revenue going, and I wish it was more profitable. But and we talked about this too. It's a volume game right now. Your volume is up. It helps your labor. It doesn't impact your food costs as much.
Mm-hmm.
But if you keep doing it, and you have the revenue coming in, it all kind of comes together. So, but yeah, I have 4 different apps for DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, and Slice. Slice is our online ordering mechanism, and those things ring all day.
Yeah.
But they, we're not making money off of them.
Well, that whole deal started right after COVID, or during COVID, when no one could go out and everything. That's why the whole third-party thing started, and because that never existed.
It exploded.
before. And then it just went through the roof. I mean, I was using it every friggin' other day, at home, because no one could go out. And the ease of it, because the ease, you can bring up the menu, you could actually see things, you can see the pricing. It's again armchair quarterback stuff. It's easy to go click,
Right.
and
you're done.
And then 30 minutes later, it's out.
I have a great story about this. Happened last week. It was last Tuesday. The DoorDash rang at 12:01, right when we opened, and all of a sudden I see it cancel out. Phone rings, and the woman on the phone, she works in Manasquan. She's like, I just did DoorDash, and I realized that it was going to be $22 more for my $75 order. It's going to be $95 rather than $75. I think I'm just going to come pick it up. I was like, I'm glad you did, because not only is DoorDash making that $25 vig, but they're making $20 or $25 off of me.
Yeah.
Yes.
What an industry! I mean, a genius
We should
concept.
thought about that.
Yeah. We should have had this conversation. 35
Exactly.
years ago.
I was talking to Jimmy Capone, who owns Capone's in Tom's River.
Sure.
And he was saying when that whole thing, because we did a whole show with him, and he said when that whole thing went down, the COVID deal, he had a person order a slice of pizza to deliver it next door. Wow. Because they wouldn't leave their house. That slice of pizza cost them $8 for one slice.
Might as well got the pie at that point.
Yeah, but he's
and
like,
DoorDash made 6.
yeah, but he's like, really? You're right next door.
Right.
You could walk. He goes, I was literally going to go over there and bring it because it was during COVID. No one wanted to leave. They were paranoid. Right. But that's how crazy it got.
Yeah.
And that's how insane. But going back to this TV shows and all that stuff, because I got a couple more questions for you, is do you have a mentor chef that you look up to?
Sean Brock is my mentor.
Sure. Okay.
So he's not barbecue, interestingly
Carolinas.
enough. He started Husk in Charleston, and now he's got, I think, Savannah. He's my mentor, my proxy. I've read everything he's ever written, and his philosophy was the best ingredients make the best food. And a lot of that, I mean, Asian cooking is the same way. Japanese cooking is all about the freshness of the product. But Sean Brock is so talented, and he was doing things that were so far advanced at his, when he was in the kitchen and doing it. He became by far my most influential. And then I would probably say Aaron Franklin is just.
Sure.
I mean, again, he kind of crafted the barbecue. Avenue. There's a company in Seguin, Texas called Burnt Bean they were voted the best barbecue in the country this past year. I think they were number 3 last year. And the things that they're doing is just it's awesome. So
no, that's awesome.
Those are the places that inspire me.
I just showing Brock on Top Chef, the new one.
No,
he was one of the judges.
Oh, and they did the chef's table with him. Yeah. That was truly. There's a guy named Malman out of South. He's a Patagonian chef, and he's cooking with fire. And those guys really. They are the ones that provide a lot of inspiration.
So what is and I know it's the Bible there in Texas. There's a barbecue journal or a book that
Texas Monthly.
Yes, Texas Monthly that does the barbecue.
Yep.
And these guys fight to get in on that because they judge you who's like, because when they put out their top list, if you're number one, you're sold out. You're sold out before you even started.
Yeah.
Because it's the Bible there, and everybody hangs on every single word.
Yeah.
But the thing I like about Aaron Franklin is he did kind of start the movement by being on TV. He was on Barbecue Business, a judge. Right. He got noted. He was in there.
He's also the hardest working. I mean, he's
and
still
one of the nicest
every
guys,
day,
one of the legit nicest guys you'll ever meet. But he's kind of like a genius. He was the one that started packaging stuff up. Hey, get my sauce and get my dry rub and get my Now he's making his own pits. And people are buying it. They're boom. So most of all his money comes from not even the barbecue anymore. It's all the other stuff that he's got going on. But everybody else jumped on that.
No doubt.
Everybody else. You can get everybody's rub now. You can get everybody's sauces.
I'll tell you, when
genius
Guy Fieri came to us, he said, these sauces, man, are unique. You're doing something special with these things. Bottle them. You know how much it costs to start bottling? I mean, so I'm...
But I told you, remember 10 years ago when Goldbelly just came out? Yep. I said, you got to get in on this. I said, you got to get in, start packaging up your barbecue and selling it. People might not know you now, but they will.
Right.
I mean, those guys have big names because they're on TV,
right.
and that's you. TV... unfortunately launches you through the roof.
Right.
You get on a show and you get recognized because that's worldwide. So
sure.
People are recognizing you. Like you can go from a 0 to a hero in 10 seconds.
No doubt.
Even if your product's not that great, you're going to be a hero.
How did you do after the diners?
So we obviously every time it airs, because it's in circulation now, and it was a pretty well rated show. At least that's what we heard. We see a spike every time it airs in primetime. So after it aired, yes, people are coming for our smoked corned beef Reuben because that's what they featured. Our collard green sales went through the roof.
Sure.
Pork belly burn ends, our pulled chicken. So those things definitely. I mean, it was such a huge bump because it aired on November 1st. So
that's perfect timing for you.
Thank you. But. You know what? It definitely does. And again, the locals knew about us, right? It's bringing people from far. I've had people drive up from Virginia because they saw that special or saw that show.
That's
come
awesome.
From New York City. A lot of people who spend their summers down at Jersey Shore at least come down for a weekend. They want to go to the places that were featured.
Yeah.
And we definitely felt a benefit of that.
No, it's huge. Do they let you know ahead of time when they're going to air the next?
No, you have to look online. So I know we're airing at the end of the month at primetime.
Yeah, because there's sometimes I'd be like scrolling through the channel and I hear a voice. I go, oh, shit. But the last thing I want to talk about, and this is a really a huge one, is the charity work that you do, all the charity that we've done together millions of times.
So much.
I think the way we grew up and the time frame, because like I said, we've known each other since the 90s. Worked at a place called The Bluffs in Bayhead.
That's all we can say about that.
Yeah, that's all we can really say. That we could never do that culture again. That culture would never exist in today's world. We would be fired instantly.
No doubt.
But it kind of, we got away with it, and it built a different time, time. But we weren't bad, but we were frisky.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun. But anyway, I think that era taught us because it's the same group of chefs in the area that do all of these charities that give back.
Right.
And you really don't see any of the new kids. You don't see any of the new
restaurateurs. It's a huge expense.
I see what we do. Like My bookkeeper strangles me every year. I would give away $75,000 worth of gift cards alone just to help people.
Right.
Okay. I can only imagine what you do because you were doing way more than me because I stopped doing events because I just couldn't do them anymore.
Right.
But I see you at every event. I see you doing every event, especially for the town, which is awesome. But you're helping other people. You're helping kids to get sneakers for like their basketball team. Like you're doing a barbecue. Like you're really out there.
Thank you for saying that.
No, it's amazing. You should be really proud because.
I am.
But in
what
saying
cost?
that,
Right.
there's a cost involved that people don't know that that could have been your money, and I think that's why all the other people maybe they're smarter than us because I didn't ever blink an eye of doing an event.
No.
And we've done hundreds, maybe thousands of events together. And we were when I was talking to Chris Brannell, he was with us on a lot of these events.
doubt.
You know what I'm saying? And even events we do every year for Common Ground.
That's
Grief in Spring Lake. Mm-hmm. Okay. Or it's Manasquan.
It's Manasquan.
Manasquan. So they used to do this event with Chef's Nights where we would get a child and
That was in the program.
You know, from day one, me and him been doing this, right? And it's a very emotional event.
unbelievable.
Okay, we all leave crying like babies, which is fine. But now they kind of do a clam bake at Martell's, and they don't have the chefs anymore. And it's kind of like they do very well with it, but I think it kind of lost a little bit of an edge.
Yeah, they used to pit a child in the program with a chef, and the chef and the child would create their deceased parent or caregiver's favorite meal, and or at least a cross variation of it, and it was very moving. I mean, I think we did that 4 or 5 years in a row, and then it's moved to the clam bake. But you and I are still out there.
Yeah, well, so I was going to get into the point is that so all these other places don't do it anymore, except for me and him. We're still
Point Lobster too.
Yeah, Point Lobster. So we bring food to a food event. Like they already have food,
Right. Yep.
but we bring something that they're not doing.
Yep.
He's bringing the bar. I bring scallops every year, and we both get murdered. We get killed.
Crushed.
I mean, like the people. I have a line all the way down. We go through 100 pounds of scallops in less than an hour.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know how fast we're cooking? Like we can't keep up.
Sure.
We cannot legitimately get my poor guy Jimmy who works with me every year. He's got 100 scallops on the flat top, and we can't put them out fast enough. My son's hands are shaking.
Yeah, I think we bring 60, 70 pounds of cooked brisket.
Yeah, I mean we blast through it like it's no big deal.
I mean, they're serving lobster tails and
Yeah, they're serving lobster
roast beef,
and
turkey,
clams
carb,
and
everything. It's a beautiful spread.
prime rib.
Yeah.
But they're all coming to me and
Yeah.
him because I think that's what the people want. They want the diversity, but they want to see the chefs there.
Yeah.
And we never said no. We're there every year. You know what I'm saying? We're there, and that's where we get the giving back. But every time I look, and by the way, if you want to see amazing social media, this guy right here, he's got great reels, he's got great photos, he's got great presentations on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, everything you can imagine, he's on it. But you want to get your mouth watering, watch some of his reels, you'd be sitting home going, son of a bitch.
Thank you.
The other day when you were doing the ribs, you were putting them on the grill and you were glazing them, and I'm sitting home because I love ribs, and I'm going, son of a bitch. But that's the key.
Yep.
People have to almost have a smell-o-vision or a thing to go. You got to go through the TV and go, I have to go there.
And very few things look as appetizing as meat on a grill and slicing.
But the best part about it all is it looks exactly the same thing when you get it.
Yep, that's great.
That's the key. It's not like this made up. Like when you see an ad for McDonald's or whatever and you see this burger and shit, it looks nothing like that when you get it. It's a smushed piece of garbage, right? When you get a rack of ribs or a sliced brisket or a burger that's this big and you can't fit it in your mouth, you actually get that.
Yes.
Like when you get it, you know? And that's the amazing part. How you're true to your menu, you're true to the vision, you're a true man. But I want to commend you, and I've known you for a long, long time, that the charity work you do is just over the top. And if people don't believe in the good karma, this guy's got it. He's got more karma than all of us because he really gives back to the community. And it's not just the big shows, because I do a lot of if I'm going to be there, I have to do the big show because I'm the big superstar.
Right, I know.
He'll do the little show of, like I said, getting sneakers for a team or supporting a local artist or doing an event, a barbecue in the park that you guys do over there, So,
I mean, in a lot of ways, it's thankless what we do. And if you can feel good at the end of an event or something like that, or being able to provide for somebody else, listen, that's what makes it all worthwhile.
I agree. And I hope that comes back to you 10 times a million, that people realize that what this guy is doing. So do the good karma and go out and support him, because he's supporting everybody else. So it's only fair to come support him and fill his restaurant every single day, lunch and dinner. And the breakfast, I'm telling you, I haven't had it yet because it's a little too much for me. I'm a big guy, but I'm not a big eater. I can have like one bite and I'm done. But our good friend, Bobby Phillips, give a shout out to Bobby. He was my longtime customer that was there every single week. I turned him on to Doug. We went there I go, come on, we got to try my friend's barbecue. And he's now your girlfriend.
Easily my best customer.
He is best customer, but a good friend of mine also. But this guy, he's takes pictures and stuff, and I see the stuff that he's getting, and I'm telling you, it's a plate of food. You'll probably be full for a whole day with that. I can't see you eat anything else for the rest of the day.
Smoked.
You know what I'm saying?
Smoked pork roll burnt ends. It's like life.
What do you do? Like, is it is it a polenta pancake or a flapjack?
No, I do a cornbread pancakes.
Yeah, cornbread pancakes.
Jimmy cakes.
And this is only Saturdays and Sundays?
Saturdays and Sundays right now.
But listen, you can even go on the social media and see some of the pictures because he promotes it. I'm telling you, your head will go.
My guys like your breakfast. I know multiple guys that from the Manasquan office that have been in for breakfast.
They come in.
They tell me, they're like, you got to check that out.
Like you said, that might be your best course of the whole day. Like during the day,
it's unbelievable. Again, it's very unique, and you know what? It kind of does drive me crazy because I feel like we should have a line out the door all the time. When we do a slow breakfast, I'm just like, how can we do this? Because everything. I mean, we're making biscuits that morning.
But see, again, you're handmade, and people are used to give me 2 eggs, hash browns, and rye toast with a side of bacon.
Right.
Where you're not really offering that. You're offering something really homemade, from scratch, comforting. Belly warmers, belly bombers, filling you up. But a great
persuading.
A little teddy bear comes with it, you get to hold it. But to get the value of, like, all of his dishes, you're getting value, hands down. Like plates like this, which you never changed from day one. You gave the same portion, the same quality. You never skimped once. When the prices went up, you just jacked it up a little bit and say, listen, man, this is us. This is what we're doing. This costs a little extra, but it's worth every single penny that you will pay. I guarantee you personally from me that you will never leave there not satisfied or with the best barbecue you will ever eat in New Jersey, because this stuff is legit. Legit. And you'll let people see your pit, right? You'll show people your pit. He'll give you a tour of what's going on there. We went there. Doug is a friendly guy. He's out in the dining room. He's talking to everybody. He's greeting everybody, seeing how everything was, making sure your food was okay. He's touching tables, Plus, we didn't even get into the pizzas, which is another whole entity of insanity. But I want to thank you today. It was awesome. I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you do.
Brother.
Thank you for the community. Go out and see this guy. Give him all your information on how to get to you.
Jersey Shore BBQ, 710 Arnold Avenue, Point Pleasant Beach, New Jersey. We're also at 77 Tice's Lane in East Brunswick, New Jersey, right off Route 18. We're open 6 days a week. Tuesday through Sunday, noon to 7 and noon to 8 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. on the weekends. So come see us.
And what are the specials during the week? What are your daily
specials?
So
Tuesday nights we do wing night, 75-cent wings. Wednesday night we do $20 rib meals or half rack ribs and rib combos for $25. And Thursday we do kids eat free and 2 for $25 pizzas. So
huge.
Awesome.
Come get it while you can.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Doug, thank you so much. We'll see you
Appreciate it,
soon on the next one, guys. Thank you very much.